question about what is meant by the great work, and this is how I understand the great work. Some say that once they cross the abyss once in the tree of life or Kabbalah, that they have done the great work, or united in meditation to be united with everything and feeling connected to everything is the great work. And I think there is something more beyond that. So this is my take. And it's a great work that never stops. You keep on working it until you cross over. And it's, for me at least, even if I did Abramelin as young, it's been a complete of studying and practicing, and that's been applied to everything I do, from work to helping people, animals, whatever it is. I always do my best. That is the kind of thing. And integrating your whole life for a higher purpose of service, and that ties in with the two sentences there, that even if you have a dead-end job, you still do your best. Since you are wanting to become a good magician, you always do your best, since the spirits recognizes that. And I recommend many to do multicultural charity, if possible, just so that you can, if you do charity and don't earn money, many youngsters, they would like learn to know people, and in that way they would start to appreciate each other for the full value of the people, instead of following a crowd but making up their own decisions and learning to like people like they are, instead of doing what is politically correct. Since that comes from the heart. When you have a friend from another country, that's true friendship, and that's something different than a political cause. And then you must accept that you have flaws, since your whole life will be about trying to better those flaws. And I practice confession every week, since I always mess up something every week. I might be quick-tempered and say a nasty word, and then I regret it 5 minutes later and ask for forgiveness. But that's just how life is sometimes. But I try to get it better and to improve it. And learning the true meaning of living a simple life. And with a simple life, I mean that if you promise something, try to keep your promise. Sometimes life gives you a curveball, so maybe somebody moves and you can't keep your promise that way or other way, but you always make it work as best as you can. And in the old grimoires, this is very important, trying to avoid haggling and gossip, brawls, violence, lying, crime, and overindulgence in food or drugs or sex or whatever it is. And for me, most of it has been doing my best to bring in peace, whether it's to a workplace or and harmony and equality. So that's been a huge part. And keeping your promises is big, since if you can't keep your promises to yourself, then the spirits know that you can't keep your promises that you give to them as well. So that is one of the key things here. And then it's the hard lesson of letting dirt dry and then to brush it off. That means that when people are slandering you or gossiping you, that you don't just act out and curse them. Let it settle, and you're the magician, you can take the high road, you don't have to care about them. And live humbly with purpose. And that is something that given me a great joy of life. Material things don't own me. I have material things because I need them to survive, but that is just... Oh, well, I have books that I love. So that's the only exception. And then animals and people, but nothing worldly that keeps me like a prisoner. And then you always seem to climb higher. You're always trying to get higher even if you don't know what it is. So you set your ideal self to be so much higher that you can never reach it, if that makes sense. And silence is golden, no need to prove yourself ever. You have the power within you, you don't have to prove it to anybody else. And even during the dark night of the soul, you can act as if. And that is the magic. You know that you have the magic. Even if you lose faith sometimes, you just act as if. And then you have the faith that there are in the spiritual, in God, purity, love. There are so many different religions out there, but I'm just trying to explain it. And then what does the old book say about it? And this is from the Key of Solomon. And I have become king of the spirits as well of heaven, as of earth master of the dwellers of the air, and of the living souls of the sea, because I was possession of the key of the hidden gates of light. I have done great thing by the virtue of the Shemhamporash, and by the 32 parts of Yetzirah. Number, weight, and measure determine the form of things. The substance is one, and God created it eternally. Happy is he who comprehendeth the letters and the numbers. The letters are from the numbers, and the numbers from the ideas, and the ideas from the forces, and the forces from the Elohim. The synthesis of Elohim is the Shema. The Shema is one, its columns are two, its power is three. Its form is 4, its reflections give at 8, which multiplied by 3 giveth unto thee the 24 thrones of wisdom. Upon each throne reposeth a crown with 3 rays. Each ray beareth a name, each name is an absolute idea. There are 72 names upon the 24 crowns of the Shema. Thou shalt write these names upon 36 talismans, 2 upon each talisman, 1 on each side. Thou shalt divide these talismans into 4 series of 9 each, according to the number of the letters of the Shema. Upon the first series thou shalt engrave the letter Yod, symbolized by the flowering rod of Aaron. Upon the second letter He, symbolized by the cup of Joseph. Upon the third the letter Vav, symbolized by the sword of David my father. And upon the fourth the He, final, symbolized by the shekel of gold. These 36 talismans will be a book which will contain all the secrets of nature, and by their diverse combination thou shalt make the genie and angels speak. And here ended a fragment of the Key of Solomon. And that was all. So you think for yourself. You find your own morals, what is right and wrong for you, and you live by those. And you learn as you go with age as well. So what I thought was right as a teenager is not necessarily what I think is right now. But I was a wild teenager, so I remember what that was like, so I don't judge. And so on. So whatever path you take, whether it's faith or magic or religion or spirituality or something, live your life with a purpose, live it from your heart, and give it your all, since we are on this earth to live it, to experience it. And when you combine love and try to help others and always do your best, you find that joy from sharing, giving, and supporting others instead of focusing on yourself. And that is a shared pleasure or joy or laughter is the best kind of magic there is. And I hope it inspires you, and have a magical, magical day. Bye for now.